like I said, what I did was in my in the future videos, but my handheld cutter, is really funny that I ended up seeing this only because my handheld cutter was going to be exactly that. Is you know how I kind of have the football pole, or I should say American football, you know, goalpost, kind of that U shape. Actually, here we go. Is what I'm going to do is in the future videos is I'm going to remove this whole arm, and through here I'm going to have through that T piece, what I'm going to add is actually you know, just a normal cap to the end of it. And you don't have to do that, but my thought is that by, you know, putting this cap in the end, is it gives just a little bit more bulk on this side to drill the copper tubing through. This is just something that I kind of came up with today when I was kind of poking around the hardware store. And like I said, it's really easy to come by and really cheap. But basically what my thought is that, you know, these, so it won't be so big anymore. And again, I mean, you can replace this PVC tubing if you really want to. But, you know, once you kind of replace it down to that, is I'm gonna take my copper tubing that I got from the hardware store. This is actually 3/8 of an inch in diameter. And I'm going to make a very, very similar thing that I'm going to attach right onto the front of here. So I'm going to have mine a little bit bigger, you know, where it just gets a little bit larger, and like I said, a little bit better quality. But I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. And that's going to replace, you know, my other design for the handheld model. This one I think was a good one when I first started out, but I think we can do better than this. This is a little big and a little bulky for when you're trying to do those finer cuts. So having something that is going to be a little bit smaller handheld, I think will make a considerable difference. And because I'm going to upgrade basically the ends, the copper ends, to a little bit stronger material, a little bit bigger copper, is it can function as both a rigid wire, you know, I'm sorry, straight line hand cutter, and a rigid wire, so you can make your shapes and that kind of thing. So the difference, of course, is going to be the gauge wire that you use. But again, you know, the problem with you know, the commercially available products is that the switch is really, really close to that copper. So because, you know, I'm going to use a thicker gauge wire, you know, coming down, you know, of course, make believe that this is the copper, but that it's going to have, you know, the switch is going to be far removed, so it's going to be really difficult to damage that. Or if you just connect directly into your power supply, if you got a couple feet of wire, you should be fine. But other than that, that's kind of, you know, more to come in the future. I feel like I've kind of been rambling.